my view at this point is that Trump is going to authorize attacks on Fordow, specifically on this one major nuclear location that is under the mountain, under 300 meters of solid rock, that the Israelis cannot hit themselves. I don't think it's necessary. I think there are other options. I don't think it's as urgent as Trump has made it out to be, but I think the momentum is such, and his willingness to be the guy that is telling the Iranians, that's it. I'm not taking this anymore. He's already kind of painted himself in a corner. Doesn't mean he can't come out of it, but if you ask me what he's going to do in the next coming days, 1, 2, 3 days max, I fear that's the decision.
How do you know it was effective without being on the ground?
Well, you don't know. I'm not a military expert, but
I know I got one coming on after you, John Spencer. But let's tee it up for him.
You'll ask that person. But I do know that there is not a great level of certainty among the military advisors that the U.S. would definitely be able to destroy this site when they.
I hear the same thing. Hey, let me ask you, in terms of what it means, this internecine strife within MAGA is not a surprise to either of us because you had such mixed agendas in there that were just focused circumstantially against the left, but now they're against one another. What do you take away from seeing the infighting between the isolationists and the anti-Islamists within MAGA?
Less than you'd think. I mean, it's kind of like the fight between deep MAGA and dark MAGA on tariffs and globalism, for example. At the end of the day, this is Trump's party. He's the president. And there are certainly people like Tucker Carlson who have gotten their knickers in a twist because Trump is not doing what they want him to do. But ultimately, they're either going to get with him, as Elon had to do eventually, or they're going to get kicked to the curb. And, you know, I think that most MAGA supporters really don't want Ken Burns war, but they don't mind TikTok war. So as long as it's the Americans engaging in strikes with some jet fighters, you know, for example, when Trump ended up killing Qasem Soleimani, which was quite spectacular, and at the time, many people thought extremely risky. And the Iranians did virtually nothing in response. You know, MAGA was all in favor of that. So I think the first step, if Trump says that's it, I gave them a warning, I told them to surrender, they refused, they had a last chance, so now I'm going to go in and kick their butts. And I'm taking out, they wouldn't give away their nuclear program, I'm destroying it. I think that announcement will get very broad support from his base and certainly from Republicans in the House and Senate. Now, what happens after that, the days, the weeks, the months, the years, Chris, that's a much
because now you're asking for it. Now you've got extremism at home and you've got proxies abroad and nothing for free. So you hit them, they're going to do something.
We don't know. I mean, the funny thing is that so far, the Iranians over the last 4 days have shown rationality and restraint. And those are not two words we typically associate with the Islamic Republic or with the supreme leader. But if the Americans come in, it is harder to imagine that they'll do that again. Now, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Again, the United States assassinated the leader of Iran's defense forces and did nothing. So maybe, I mean, the point is they could offer to unwind Fordow. They could offer to allow inspectors in. They won't do it because that's more of a threat to the regime, frankly, than killing their guys, blowing it up.
100%. I agree with your analysis 100%. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.